3, 2, 1, go.
Hi you guys, it's me again. I'm going to talk about
What's your name?
my story. Why do they need to know my name?
What's your name?
It's Levi. That's not my real name. So my real story, if you really knew me, that's what we're gonna do. When I was 4, my cousin that lived with my grandma, I would have off days with my dad because my dad lived with my grandma. And my mom and dad worked together. Yeah. So I would go to my grandma's and my cousin was over there, and me and him were really close. He would take me everywhere, do everything with me, and so one night he was looking at some stuff, and I went over and I was like, "What are you looking at?" And he's like, stuff. And then he started touching me, and so I thought it was normal, because I trusted him. And so I started touching him, and then it led into a whole bunch of stuff. I was only 4 years old. And every time I would go over, we would do stuff, and he would threaten, well, he wouldn't threaten, he would just say, "Oh, I'm gonna take the Xbox away," or, yeah, that's how old I am, or just do something, and that, so I would do it so I could play the Xbox. And so it happened until I was 10. Yeah. He moved out, so it stopped. And I really liked him. He was my cousin. He was there for me, the only one. Because my family, I never got along with my dad's side of the family. So yeah, he was the closest one, and he paid attention to me. So ever since he moved out in the middle of the night when I was over there, I didn't know he left. No one knew he left. He left a note, and I just remember waking up. He wasn't there. I went out into the living room, and everyone was around the table looking at a note. And my grandma read it out loud, and she was sad. And I was too, and so I didn't get to see him for a long time, and because he was always gone. And the job he worked for, it was his birthday, and I got him he was 18 or 19 at the time. He was old, and I got him a skateboard because it was a SpongeBob skateboard because he liked SpongeBob. And so I went to his job and I asked for him, and they said, "We haven't seen him." And then I went to my uncle's house and I was like, "Can you give this to him if you see him?" And they're like, "Okay." So I started crying because I was sad I didn't get to see him. And so I got, kind of mad at that I didn't see him, so I told everyone what was happening. I told my counselor, and my mom was crying. She was in there, and my mom was crying, and I was kind of crying, and so...
Quincy cried.
Oh, Quincy cried too. He was sad. Whatever. I'm just kidding. So I had to tell my dad, and he came over when the cops came over. No, I've had cops come over my house 8 billion times out of my whole lifetime. And my dad was all like, "Why didn't you tell us?" My grandma was like, "Why didn't you tell us?" And it hurt me because she was right across the room from us, and how do you not know? Because we were so loud. How do you not know? How do you not get it? you know, and you're going to tell us, why didn't I tell you? I was only a little kid, you know, obeying what adults did. So then we went through the police. I gave them the report. I told them what happened. And then he never got caught for what he did. I still haven't seen him till this day. And so, you know, it's weird to think that he didn't get caught for what happened to me. I waited too long, you know, I hated that I waited too long. And I've been, it's called molestation. I've been molested 5 times and raped once. And the second person to molest me was his brother. That was happening while he was molesting me. And then that only happened like 2 times or something. And then he left. And then I don't know what he is to me, but he's family. And he's moved in with his family at my grandma's house. And he stayed there like a couple months, and he was all that. The first day that happened was I went to the bathroom, and then I walked out into the garage because they lived out in the garage. And my dad lived in like an outer house kind of thing, and we were in the hallway, and he was all like, you know, show me, you know, and so then he pulled his out. Can I say that? Okay. and then so that happened, and you know, it was weird, like he left, and then every time he would come back, he would give me like this look. Yeah, so it was weird to see him. And then the next time was with my friend. We were in soccer together, and I went to spend the night at his house, and then he started touching each other. We started touching each other, and then that happened. Then the 5th one was with he was 50-something years old, yeah. And what is it called? We have a fake family. We're called the Hymans. And everyone that used to work at my mom's old job is in it. And he was in it. And we would get together all the time, go camping and everything when I was little. And then we lost contact. And then when I was 15, I'm 60 now, 15, when I was 15, we started reconnecting, and I would spend the night at his house, and he was gay. He had a partner and everything, you know. He was like my dad, my new dad, and his partner was like his mom. I mean, my mom. You know, I trusted them a lot, and so one night, he loved scary movies, so we would stay up together and watch scary movies. And one night, we were watching movies, and then I was laying on my head was on his belly, and then he had to go to the bathroom, so he went to the bathroom, and the movie was over. So I went to go pick another movie, and there was a lot of bad movies, and I was looking at them, but then I started looking at scary movies, and then he would go in, and then I was like, why do you have bad movies? I'm playing stupid. And he's like, oh, you know, just to have them. So then he's like, do you want to watch one? And I froze, you know, I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to make him mad or not, because I was stuck in like a closet, so, you know, I was kind of scared. And I was like, okay. So then he's all like, okay, but we have to be quiet. And so he got the movie, put it in his computer, and we started watching it. And then he was all like, oh, come on, do this. And I'm like, no. He's all like, come on, do it. And I'm like, no. And he's all like, well, is it okay if I do it? And I'm like, I don't know what to say. And I'm like, you could do it. Go ahead. And then he was like, kept on pressuring me to do it. So I finally did it. And he started touching me. And then that was it. And what is it called? And his boyfriend was upstairs sleeping. And then so then that happened, and then we finished, and we cleaned up, and then went to bed. And then the next morning I was kind of guilty because I did that, and I was like, wow. And my stomach was hurting because I was nervous, because my mom and some other guy was coming over so we could go bowling. And I wanted to tell my mom, but after we were done bowling, and I couldn't tell her, so I didn't talk to every time they called for me to spend the night, I wouldn't. And that happened for 3 months. And then I was going to counseling at the time because I had a lot of issues. And
wonder why.
Yeah. So then I was going to counseling, and I told her what happened. And my mom was there, and she started crying. And then I called my dad and told him, and he didn't have anything to say. He was just quiet, and was all like, okay. And he wasn't like worried. Well, he was worried, but I don't know how to describe it. And then I went over to spend the night at my dad's house, and my grandma was there. And I tell my grandma everything, and so so my dad told her, and she was all like, you were gonna tell me, weren't you? And my grandma's one of those people where she thinks she knows everything. And so I just agreed with her, just to make him happy, yes, no, whatever. And so then that happened, and so what should I talk about next?
Just the police, like what happened, like the police thing, and then
the police came over.
We have to wrap it up.
And then they got my statement, and I had issues with counseling. I thought I was a hoe, which I was, but I thought I was a hoe and everything, and my counselor gave me a book about how people thought when they were molested, what they went through. And, it was really helpful how other people went through it. I'm not saying I'm not doing that. I'm the only one that went through it. I know other people went through it, and it helped me. Okay, we're done.
Is that how you dealt with it? Like, how did you deal with it? Like, what did you do?
I just, the counselor helped me, and just talked and everything. And I got over it, and everyone thinks I'm kind of crazy because I still want to see my cousin, the first one who did it to me. I still want to see him because, we were close, but, now it's kind of dying down, so, okay, bye.
Do you have any advice? No advice?
If this ever happens to you, I know it's going to be hard to tell someone, but if you tell someone, it relieves a lot of stress. I went through a lot of stress with that. lot of stuff. It helps you, and go to counseling if you need any help, because some people that don't get counseling, not naming any names,
Shut up.
You know, don't get some stuff through it. So that's why I'm his counselor. Yeah. So he'll tell you, because I'm mean to him sometimes. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you.